Hello everyone and welcome to Divide and Conquer, version 4.6. I know it says 4.5, it is actually 4.6 and we're all waiting for 5th edition. And suddenly I'm reminded of D&D. Today is the first day that I have ever created a Let's Play, so let's play. Our campaign will be the War of the Ring, not the Shattered Alliances campaign, that looks too easy. Today we will be yes, let's be honest, we will be manipulating the Kingdom of Rohan. We will do this on very hard difficulty across the board. We will manage all of our cities, and we will not show CPU moves because nobody cares about that shit. I did watch a couple of other people's Let's Plays. They set rules for themselves that they had to follow beyond the scope of just what the game lays out. Now, the rules that I have prepared for myself are relatively noob-friendly by comparison to theirs. I do like the idea of saving Isengard for last. In the campaign that I played to prepare for this, I went straight for Isengard, killed Saruman, and it was too easy. So it makes a lot of sense to me that you can't siege down Isengard until you've taken all the rest of their territory. So I will be going with that rule, as others have done before me. I also am less likely to use palantir. I'm not sure if you need to cheat in order to use the palantir. I guess maybe if there's like a button that you push in-game, then we might. But I'm not gonna open the cheat console over the course of this entire campaign. I do not plan on doing that. I am going to rely on spies and watchtowers for my information. When it comes to selling map information, however, my enemies deserve to be bled dry. That's all the rules I have prepared for myself. Now, in my previous campaign, I did field a couple of farmhand pikemen, but I didn't ever end up using them, and I was a little disappointed. I wanted to see how they did. So I expect we're actually going to invest in a few of those in this campaign. We're going with some chicken farmers. That's not a rule, it's just something I'm gonna do. The Rohan bodyguard is really overpowered. There is no rule that I am laying down saying I cannot stack them. With that said, however, I probably won't. I think that's about it. Let's start. There's some interesting information in here, which we will not be reading. Glittering caves. Yeah, we can get some dwarves. King Theoden deceived. You know what's going on. And the barracks event, which apparently is going to be removed from version 5. I don't care. And stuff is going on. First, go through and align with evil by turning up the taxation. This is Eomer's dad. Fun fact.
Yes, my lord.
Now, probably our first mission is going to be to come up north and attack Rocheburg, and Eomer is probably the right guy for the job.
Yes.
Usually the way I play is I just hold river crossings, but cavalry is not as good at that. Cavalry thrives in the open field. I should be able to manage somewhat.
Yes.
Just kidding, I'm still a noob. I'm terrible. Probably this army and another one that we can't really see at this point are gonna cross this bridge and land right about there. Right after that, they besiege Foldburg. We have a 1 or 2 turn grace period to get units to Foldburg if we want to defend it. However, we actually have more options available to us. The Hornburg starts out with all this infantry. We're actually going to undo that by sending Erkenbrand and his entire army to hold the bridge. And we will just have to see if Isengard is willing to attack us and break the truce on turn 1. If not, okay. But if they are, even better. Okay, now we need to start building things. Meeting halls are very important. They give you free upkeep units, which is immensely important for your economy. Situationally, the armory can probably be pretty good, but I don't use it a lot. The Mason's Hall, that is very, very good. It reduces the cost of building, and it reduces how much time it takes to build things. I think we're going to go with that across the board, because the earlier you build them, the more good they do you. There we go, we good. We have taken all of our units out of here, which means we need to replenish its stat. Peasant scouts, not good for much, except scouting. That they actually can do pretty well. They can also run down fleeing enemies, but most of our enemies are going to be infantry and most of our own troops are going to be cavalry, so most of our troops can run down most of our enemies. They don't have as much of a monopoly on that purpose as their equivalents in other factions. Eomer is the wrong age. He is 16 right now, but if we open our family tree, we see that Eowyn is 0. These two are supposed to be, I think, much closer in age, but the mod starts us out in 2980 of the Third Age, at which point Eomer is supposed to be a lot younger, but they wanted to put him on the campaign map to start with. One thing I really want at some point, we have Eowyn, and we have Shield Maidens of Rohan, but Eowyn as a general with a bodyguard of Shield Maidens. That is what I want. For all I know, maybe it's in there. Maybe if I send Theoden down to die in Gondor, but I don't expect that. It needs to be in my life. That needs to happen. I understand that there are bigger fish to fry, but that's my concern. Eowyn with Shield Maidens. Please, we don't really need these. They just take up space and cost us money. Okay, that was not quite true, but hang on. 1079, 1181. I believe we still saved money by disbanding them. Erkenbrand, do you have enough troops? No, you do not. These guys can go. You! See, Erkenbrand can actually use these guys because he didn't have cavalry before. Now he does. We should send those over. There we go. That's a nice, formidable force. If Isengard wants to cross this bridge, they gotta push through us. Famous last words and all that. Oh, we have this guy. That's right, we can train a diplomat. And if we have a diplomat, then we can sell our map information to people. And we should probably also train more Erling spearmen. Okay, here we go. And look at this. We don't have a whole lot of horsemen for him to throw his pikes at. That's okay, we don't need money. You can hop in the fort. Come up here. We could just take it now, but I want money. You know what, they'll probably give me the mission next turn, so if I'm already besieging it, that'll get it for us that much faster. Could attack it now, but why would we? Another turn bites the dust.
Greetings. I come bearing word.
Well, I can give you some trade rights, but I'm afraid I'm gonna need something in return. I'm glad you see this as balanced. Ah, man. Well,
Another proposal then?
how about trade rights, and we also give you some map information, and you give us the same amount of money.
Let us not take this further.
Okay, I guess I'll just have to ransom your troops. They have brought us pikemen, spearmen, and choppers. It's almost like they were expecting cavalry. Okay. Third time's the charm. Some of you are laughing with me, most of you are laughing at me. That's fair. Here we go again. If we lose this time, we lose. There's another rule for you. I'm making this up right now on the spot, but if I lose a battle 3 times, I lose it. Oh, yes, please, by all means, if you're going to shoot at us, shoot at the shield wall. Not the swordsmen over here, who not only can't form a shield wall, but have their shields on the opposite sides of their bodies. Anytime now. Thank you. They should have a better firing position anyway. Oh, and it looks like they're finally making their push. Oh my goodness, they have cod pieces. Actually, that's not all that many. If you've ever played as elves, this is not actually all that many to kill with just skirmishing. They're just that is what these are meant to be used for. Very brave people. Very foolish. I am a terrible general. Charging pikemen with peasants. Oh, time to get out of here. Killed 92% of their army. They got most of their people back, or like about half or so. We killed 15,000 of them out of 18,000, and they have 800. No, I can count. We killed 1,500 of them out of 1,800, and they still somehow have 8,500 left. I hate that. They went from having lost 92% to having lost 52%. They got 40% of their army back.
Fall back and retreat!
If they sally, then we will win. And if we win, we will take Rochburg, and we have not yet received the mission to take Rochburg, and we want the money from it. So Eomer is gonna have to withdraw. Sorry, buddy.
Fall back!
That was rather a tremendous battle, and we certainly lost it. But Erkenbrand survived, so that's a win. And Gamling wasn't even there, so he's fine. And they did besiege Foldburg, but they have a lot fewer men to do it with now. Fighting them at the ford doesn't seem to have been nearly as good an idea as I thought it would be. I think river crossings are a lot more defensible in Rome Total War than they are in Medieval 2. Of course, it would have been a lot different if I had had pikes and they hadn't. Speaking of which, we're gonna want to get some chicken farmer militia. That's fair. I mean, I wouldn't have been able to afford the ransom. Oh, by the way, losing that army has put us back in the green monetarily. We're much better off financially for not having an army. That seems like a pretty good place to end the first episode, folks. It almost certainly went by for you a lot faster to watch it than it did for me making it. We'll have another episode eventually, and it will also be horrible. Life is futile and usually short, and we will see you in the next one.